How hard can it be? Microsegmentation with Cisco Secure Workload. Policy development with application dependency mapping and policy analysis. All right, we want to do some segmentation. So let's go ahead and pick a specific scope where we want to introduce this control. In our case, we're going to go to time services. Let's go ahead and create a new workspace. This is what is assigned to the scope that enforces the policy. We'll go to Manage Policies and then AI Policy Discovery. We can see our two hosts within the environment. We could use advanced configuration and we can tune accordingly here. And it calls out external dependency. We're not going to change anything here. I'm going to show you how quick that we can actually run AI to build the policy for a specific workload. Something simple like time services, we can do this very, very quickly. The other thing to note is we can always add manual policy on top of what's created by application dependency mapping. Now, this will take a few minutes depending on how much data that we're actually analyzing. And you can see very quickly that we have a consumer in retail production that actually communicates with time services over UDP 123. And we also have time services that goes out to the internet and also use multiple different ports, such as UDP 123, 443, most likely to get updates. And then you can also see secure workload. This is part of our golden policy to ensure that you don't lock out the actual ability to drive controls within the workload. And as I mentioned, UDP 123, and we can see the workloads that are involved that have communicated with that time service. Now we can go ahead and move to enforcement. But before we do that, maybe we want to check to ensure that we can deliver this control in the environment without disrupting the environment. This is where policy analysis comes in. We can actually run that policy that we're going to enforce against near real-time data that's coming in. And if we identify any escaped flows or rejected flows that maybe weren't part of our policy, we can adjust accordingly. And we can start seeing the policy is fully analyzed. We can check here whether or not we have permitted flows, rejected, or escaped flows. We can see hosts that are communicating. We're comfortable with this. Let's go ahead and enforce policy. Click Enforce Policy. We will select the version, in this case, version 1. And here's the rules. Again, we've already analyzed that. We're comfortable. And it's a catch-all deny. So this is really a zero trust outcome here, right? Full microsegmentation for this particular workload. We'll give the reason, and we'll go ahead and accept and enforce that policy. Again, 30 to 90 seconds, we should see that policy in place. I'm going to go ahead and restart time services. And to make sure that we're actually seeing that time service come up with NTP-P1 or production 1 and production 2. And look at that, we're good. Now I also can come in here and filter based on all kinds of different attributes to look for information that is relevant. Here we're going to look for the www P1 host and have a quick check to see what the policy outcomes might look like for this particular workload. And here we can see UDP 123, it's communicating, it's allowed, everything looks good. We can even see our policies being enforced here. Pretty easy to get policy deployed into our environment without the added risk.